afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Extreme Arena and match 6 of the Fry Fest Invitational. Hawkeyes take on the South Dakota State Jackrabbits today in match 6. Hawkeyes 2-0 in the tournament. South Dakota State 0-2. Just a quick recap of South Dakota State. They've had kind of a tough start to the season. Went 1-2 at the Rumble in the Rockies, hosted by Wyoming. Got a win against Winthrop, but that was sandwiched by losses to Green Bay and host Wyoming. And then we're here now, having gone 0-2 so far. Lost Friday afternoon to Kent State in 5 sets, a good tight match, and then was swept yesterday by Middle Tennessee State. And so a little bit of a tough start for South Dakota State. Iowa 2-0, 3-2 on the season. Went 1-2 last weekend in California, the Sacramento State Invitational. Beat Cal Poly to open the season 3-1. Then was swept by Sacramento State and was beaten by Nevada in 5. A little bit better luck here this weekend. Beat Middle Tennessee State Friday night in straight sets. And then had a nice come-from-behind win yesterday against Kent State. Fell down 2-1, rallied back, won in 5, 3-2, 15-7 in the 5th set. So a good, strong finish. Got the video board going right now. Starting lineups being announced. We'll rattle through that when they pull the lights back up for us. But Hawks in the gold uniforms today. Sydney Dennis, the liberos, charcoal. Blue uniforms for the Jackrabbits. Hawks have had mostly been led on the attack side by Caitlin Buettner. Caitlin at this point averaging 3.65 kills per set. Hitting .218. Yesterday the Hawks were led by Natalie Morovic. She had 20 kills in the match. She's hitting .313 on the season, averaging over 2.5 kills per match or per set. Sydney Dennis, the libero's done a really nice job. Had a couple of growing pains as she moves into the role, but averaging well over 4 digs per set. Delaney McSweeney hitting .320 for the Hawks. Anna Davis hitting .341 as the Hawks look to continue to work the middle. Run an offense through the middle to give the outside better swings. Gabby Deary got her first start yesterday, the freshman from Burlington. Did a nice job, had 6 or 7 kills yesterday and looks to get another start today and continue her fine play. Kaya Mateo and Bailey Ortega have split the setting duties for the Hawkeyes. Bailey averaging 5.85 assists per set. Kaya averaging 4.68, so both doing a nice job running good offense. You know, and really trying to learn where the hitters want the ball. There's a lot of new hitters here. A lot of new faces, and so the connection trying to get the timing right on some of the quicker sets, trying to get some of the quicker action. You've seen that some with the middles as well. As when it's good, it's really good, and when Iowa struggles a little bit, they have a little bit of a harder time running clean, crisp offense. So hopefully they'll continue to make that improvement. On the South Dakota State side, led by Katie Van Egdom, 3.73 kills per set. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. She's a sophomore, 6'2" outside hitter. Been battling some injury problems here and there. Led by Dan Georgalis in his 4th season, 43-38 coming into the season, 27-25 in conference. had consecutive winning seasons, have the Jackrabbits, but again, battling a little bit of injury issues, and so this team might be better come October now as they try to find their way through and improve their health and make their own connections and get better as they go along. So. And teams taking the floor here, getting ready to get started. Sydney Shetland, the 6'5", outside right side, averages 1.82 kills per set. She's transfer from Louisville, moved back home, but she was from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, so she transferred back to get back a little closer to home. Again, the Hawks running with the same lineup that they had yesterday. Caitlin Buettner, Delaney McSweeney, and Gabby Deary will be in the front row. Michelle Urquhart will serve. Bailey Ortega in the back row with Anna Davis. Sydney Dennis steps in for her as the libero. Stella Winterfeld is the libero for South Dakota State. She's from the volleyball power there on the west side of the state. She's from Sioux Center. She's a freshman. Urquhart gets us started. Good first pass. Ball goes outside. Big swing. Gets it off the top of the block. And that's Zagunts with the kill. Hawks yesterday, the only time they won the first point of the set was in the 5th set. Van Egdom back to serve. Fires it across. Dennis, good pass. Ortega, middle to McSweeney, through the block, but dug up. Good ball there. Tipped over. Buettner takes it. Ortega behind her to Deary. Big swing. Dug there. That's Riley. Big swing over. Catches the line. Give that kill to Van Egdom. Zagunts back to serve. 2-0 Jackrabbits. Fires it in the seam between Urquhart and Dennis. Dennis can't make the diving play. And the tough theme from last night continues for the Hawks. 3-0 South Dakota State. Dennis off the net. Ortega outside to Buettner. Big swing off the block. Out of bounds and scores. 3-1. That'll send Sydney Dennis back to the service line. Delaney McSweeney heads to the bench. And Anna Davis comes in. Dennis fires it down the line. Tough pass. Ball's pushed outside. Big swing. Blocked. Back onto the South Dakota State side. Nobody can chase that down. Van Egdom blocked by Davis and Deary. It's 3-2 Jackrabbits. Dennis, the libero, comes forward, floats this one right down the line. Good spot, good center ball attack. Push back onto the South Dakota State side. Ball goes outside, off the block. Fine. Dennis, diving play. Buettner, good ball. Deary doesn't do too much. Gets it over, though. Riley digs it, right side attack. Urquhart, one hand. Ortega, Buettner. Oh, Buettner plays it. Dennis gets it. Buettner will get another swing. Rolls it over, dug up by Riley. I'm sorry. Not dug up by Riley. It was dug up by Winterfeld. Give the kill to Shetland. Good scramble point there, won by the Jackrabbits, 4-2. Winterfeld back to serve. Hops forward, fires. Urquhart, great pass to Ortega. Slide to Davis through the seam and scores. Middle block with Winter was just a little late. Davis took advantage, went right through the seam, 4-3. Yeah, Davis hitting .341 on the season, coming back from injury. Darling and Mateo in. Darling will serve. Fires it cross court. Good ball. Ball's pushed up. Missed time slide. Mateo takes it. Dennis steps in. Buettner off the tape, down the line, scores. We're tied at 4. They'll try to give the Hawks their first lead. Fires across again. It's a beauty this time. Ball comes up, rolls over. Dennis steps in. Mateo pushes it outside. Buettner chops it, gets it down. It's dug up. Ball comes outside. Big block. That ball's up in the air, though. Pushed over. Urquhart, good ball. Mateo tries to dunk, misses wide. Seen the freshman just kind of miss on a couple of those so far this season. She gets her timing right, she'll be in good shape. Riley Martin in now to serve for South Dakota State. Fires it over. Dennis off the net. Mateo platforms at Buettner. Big swing, dug up. Tipped over. Dennis diving play. Mateo. Buettner again. Hits that one long. South Dakota State playing good defense, making the Hawks terminate a ball 2 or 3 times to get the point. Martin hops forward again, fires it. Dennis, great ball to Mateo. Slide to Davis. High off the block this time. Winterfeld gets it. Middle attack. Dug by Urquhart, but it's going to come into the scorer's table. 7-4 SDSU. Winter with her 3rd kill. Just up the road in Cedar Rapids. Xavier High School product. Dennis, good pass. Mateo outside to Buettner. Catches the back line and scores 7-5. Buettner with 3 kills now. Moravec back in. Urquhart will head to the bench. That'll send Buettner back to the service line. Good strong serve to the corner. Good pass though. Slide. It's dug up. That ball's over on the SDSU side. That's a tough ball. Dunked over. Darling one-handed. Buettner platforms it. Moravec. Good ball there. That ball's going to come over to the Hawks side, but out of bounds. Give Moravec the kill. 7-6. SDSU still on top. Buettner fires across again. Ball's tight, but a good pass. Goes outside. Dug by Dennis off the net. Mateo chases it down. Moravec has to just roll it over. Dug up, pushed behind on the right side. Ball goes wide. Great tip there. That was, I believe that was Winter that tipped it on the slide. And Coach Georgalis is going to challenge. Both the line judge and the up ref both said it was out. They both agreed. And so now we've got the challenge here. Just the quick reminder, each team gets 2 challenges. If Coach Georgalis is correct, he'll keep his challenge. If he's wrong, he'll lose it, and we'll only have 1 left for the remainder of the match. Should have a pretty good view right down the line on this one. As it's, of course, as we're looking at the replay there, Sydney Dennis diving right at it, kind of blocks the view. See how it rolls up. Caitlin Buettner with 3 early kills in the set. Elise Winter with 3 early kills for South Dakota State, leading the charge. Both teams just struggling a little bit. Iowa hitting 188, South Dakota State hitting 118. 9 digs in the early going for both teams. Sydney Dennis with 4. And Stella Winterfeld with 6 already and 14 points. So great job there by both defenses, making it difficult to put it down and finish the point. See what we get here on the replay. Don't think they can find something that he really likes on on the replay. So my guess is we're gonna do it as an as stands or inconclusive. So don't see this getting overturned. It's gonna stand. So 7-all as we come out of this break. So inconclusive there. And we'll be back in action. Buettner back to serve. The 5th year from Texas State. A great addition so far. Good strong serve there. Passes right on the net. Pushes outside. Blocked. Back onto the South Dakota State side, but gets it up in the air. Tips it over. What a tip. Hawks bounce it back over, though. Big swing. Blocked. Kaya Mateo blocks Katie Van Egdom. The freshman's done a great job of blocking so far this year. She gets the win there, 8-7. Buettner again. Floats this one. Good pass, uses Winter though. Winter hits it high over the block and out of bounds. 9-7, Hawks with 5 in a row. And Coach Georgalis will go ahead and call timeout. Good run here in the early going for the Hawks. They've been able to really kind of tighten up the defense. Run good offense. Makes South Dakota State really work for the points. Hawk fans, experience your home away from home at Coralville's finest all suite hotels. Homewood Suites and Home to Suites by Hilton each offer guests spacious suites, complimentary breakfast, 24-hour fitness center, pool, hot tub, guest laundry, and convenient locations. Let their warm and friendly staff take care of you and your family when you visit Hawkeye Country. Not much has changed stat-wise from when we had the challenge break. 3 kills still for Elise Winter. She has 3 of the 4 for South Dakota State. Caitlin Buettner has 3 of the 5 for the Hawkeyes. Hawkeyes hitting 188 as a team. South Dakota State now hitting 0. Riley Reagan has all 3 assists for South Dakota State. Bailey Ortega and Kaya Mateo each have 2 for the Hawks. 4 digs for Sydney Dennis, 9 team total. Stella Winterfeld has 6 and 3 for Katie Van Egdom. Hawks also have 2 blocks here in the early going, so good defensive start there. Mateo and Gabby Deary both teamed up with Anna Davis, so give Anna 2. Buettner now to serve. Another good strong serve. Van Egdom puts it way off the net. Van Egdom will get a swing at it though. Rolls it over. Dennis, Mateo, Moravik, good tip. Platformed over. Darling takes it. Mateo, Davis on the slide. That's a good ball there. She is so good in transition on those when a lot of teams will run the slide the first play, but they don't really necessarily trust the middle to run the slide during the play. Great job there. Davis called for it, gets the kill. 10-7 Hawks. Buettner, same spot again. Pass is tight this time. Good ball though. Smacked over. Buettner, Dennis, Moravik. Dug up, overpass though. Davis tries to dunk it. Dennis, Mateo, outside Moravik. Blocked right back to the Hawks side. First South Dakota State block ends the 6-0 run. 10-8 now, Hawks lead. That looked like Riley and Winter got that one. Van Egdom, good strong serve. Dennis, Davis on the slide. Timing was off though, had to just bat it over. Slide from South Dakota State, blocked. That was Winter getting blocked. Van Egdom off the tape. Dennis, Mateo, Buettner from the back, hammered. Buettner has to just touch it up. Mateo tips. What court awareness there. As she went up, tipped it right into the 4 spot. Nobody was home as she had the left side jumping up with her. and was able to just kind of left hand tip it over her head, 11-8. Buettner so wanted to go up and hammer that, but realized she was back row. Anna Davis now to serve. Another good, strong serve. Winterfeld, good pass. That ball goes outside. Delaney McSweeney was late, and Zagans gets the kill. That was where Dale had some trouble yesterday. Just kind of getting stuck in the middle and can't get to the outside. Elise Winter now to serve. Hammers it down the line. Morovic. Mateo. Morovic hits it over the block. Goes long, 11-10. Winter fires it into the net. 12-10, Hawks still on top. Gabby Deary will come in. Amanda Darling will head to the bench. Winterfeld comes in for Winter. Mateo floats it cross court. Good ball. Ball goes outside. That is a great tip there from Zagans. The freshman from Hartford, Wisconsin. Again, a little undersized at 5'11", but finds a good spot, coming into the tournament, averaging over 3 kills a set. Ortega comes in. She'll play the back row and set from there. Mateo heads to the bench. Riley serves it over at Dennis. Great pass to Ortega. Middle attack. Give Delaney McSweeney the kill as she hammers it off the back row. Came back at the Hawks side, but out of bounds. Urquhart checks in. Morovic heads to the bench. Urquhart bounces it, comes forward. Good sharp cross. Bad pass. Chase down. That was Shetland, who set wasn't very good for her, but the ball was up high and her timing was just way off. Ends up pulling it down into the net. And Coach Georgalis calls a quick second timeout. 14-11 here in the first set. Hawkeye fans, you can drive your team to a win this season by filling up with unleaded 88 with quick rewards at any Quick Star location. Fuel up with 8 gallons or more of unleaded 88 and you'll be automatically entered for a chance to win great prize packs throughout the season. Quick Star, proud partner of Hawkeye Volleyball. Hawks having a good battle here. Elise Winter leads the Jackrabbits. She has 4 of the 6 kills. SDSU just hitting .037 right now. Hawks with 8 kills. Have made 4 errors, hitting 160. Give 3 to Buettner, 2 to Davis. 3 assists for Mateo and Ortega. Funny enough, you get a throw in 2 for Sydney Dennis there. 5 for Riley Reagan. Sylvie Zagans has got the one ace of the match so far for SDSU. 12 digs for each team, 6 for Stella Winterfeld, 4 for Katie Van Egdem, 6 for Sydney Dennis. Hawks with 2 team blocks. Anna Davis has 2 assists. Gabby Deary and Kaya Mateo with 1 each. Riley Reagan and Elise Winter have the block for SDSU. And Michelle Urquhart back to the line for the Hawks. Mickey steps forward, fires it cross. Ball's tight, but a good pass. Tipped over, Ortega gets a one-hand. Urquhart gets it over, Dennis will have to platform. Good ball, Winterfeld steps in, takes it. Right side, over the block. I guess that's the beauty of being 6'5" there is Shetland again wasn't timed up very well. But a little bit like what you see from Delaney McSweeney when you're that big. Sometimes you can just put it in a spot with bad timing. Zagans to serve. Good ball. Dennis. Ortega behind her to Deary. High off the block. diving play there. That ball's going to come over. Free ball to Dennis. Ortega dumps, scores. Just a smart play there as she caught South Dakota State kind of in a heavy transition. And Ortega drops it into the donut, 15-12. Sydney Dennis fires it down the line. Right side, Shetland. Dug by Ortega. Dennis, Buechner, Winterfeld, Riley. Dug by Urquhart. We'll give that kill to Van Egdom as the ball went in the net. Sydney Dennis couldn't quite get to it to dig it up. 15-13. Winterfeld to serve. Goes at Urquhart. Ortega one-hands it. Right side, Shetland. Hawks got hand on the block, kept it short of Ortega. Falls in front of her, 15-14. Winterfeld fires again. Long. 16-14. Couple changes for the Hawks. Darling and Mateo back in. And Amanda Darling heads to the service line. Knocks it over. Good ball. Bad pass. Winter knocks it over. And Van Egdom tries to free ball it over, but hits it out of bounds wide. Hawks will take advantage there, 17-14. That ball was close. Urquhart and Dennis kind of chuckling about it now. It's almost found a good spot. Darling sails that one long. Riley Martin, the freshman, will check back in for Shetman. She'll serve. Dennis, good pass. Mateo, slide to Davis again behind her. Mateo takes the ball. Dennis, Buechner, right down the line and scores. Buechner's got 4, it's 18-15. Moravec back into the front row, Buechner to the back. She'll serve. Buechner, good strong serve there. Ball's off the net, back row attack. Dug by Darling. Mateo goes up, pushes it outside. Moravec dug up. Ooh. Riley Martin kind of got lost. Ball was right over her head. Turned around. Thought maybe Reagan Riley was going to chase it, the setter. She did not. It's 19-15. Give Moravec the kill. Buechner floats that one. It's a beauty. Ball comes back to the Hawks side. Dennis, Mateo, Moravec. Blocked out of bounds. Hawks score 20-15. Buechner hops forward, floats it again. Another good spot. Has to platform it outside. Big swing. Ooh. Dug by Dennis. Call Mateo in the net. 20-16. Van Egdom back to serve. Dennis, good pass to Mateo. Outside, Moravec, high off the block, dug by Van Egdom. Dumped over, and the Hawks, that's a good play by Riley. Darling was almost like she read it, but was just a half step behind it. 20-17. South Dakota State not quite going away yet. Van Egdom again, goes cross. Dennis off the net. Mateo chases it down. Moravec hits the antenna. Error makes it 20-18, 3 straight. Coach Barnes will look to stop the run. He'll call timeout. We'll go ahead and take this quick break. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield, presented by Quickstar.
To anyone passing through our state, fields and fields of corn might be what they see. But the people who call Iowa home know it's so much more. Corn is ethanol, a homegrown, renewable fuel. Corn is delicious pork, beef, poultry, and dairy. Corn is in 4,000 products we rely on every day. So yeah, our highway views are full of corn, and we're proud of it. Because corn grows Iowa. Show your support for Iowa corn farmers at iowacorn.org/fan of corn.
Welcome back to Extreme Arena and the Fry Fest Invitational Match 6. I'm John Evans. Hawks lead set 1, 20-18 over South Dakota State. Hawks hitting 200 in the set. South Dakota State hitting 139. Hawks again with a good balanced attack, but anytime your libero, when you're running 2 setters and your libero is your second leading assist person, you might be running a little out of system, but that's pretty good offense. Give Mateo 5 assists, Sydney Dennis 4, and Bailey Ortega 3 here in the first set. Dennis has 6 digs to go along with that. They're serving her like crazy as well, so she's getting a good workout here on a Sunday afternoon. Van Egdom back to serve. She comes forward and fires it. Moravec off the net. Mateo slides behind Davis, but tools it off the Zagunts block. 21-18. Hawks needed that point. And Anna Davis heads back to the service line. Davis bounces forward. Good sharp cross. Ball's tight, pushes it outside. That ball's up in the air. Mateo will just platform it over, though. Winterfeld. Boy, McSweeney jumped with the setter, and again, she was late then to the outside. And Zagunts makes no mistake one-on-one. 20-19 now. Elise Winter back to serve. Bounces forward and fires it. Darling, tough pass. Mateo behind her. Buettner hits it in the net. 21-20. I like the play. Haven't seen that one a lot from the Hawks, using Buettner out of the back row on the right side. Just didn't work out that time. Darling, much better pass. Mateo outside Moravec. She dents the floor there, 22-20. Moravec's got 4. Kaya Mateo now back to serve for the Hawks. 22-20 here in the first, right down the line. Ball's tight, McSweeney goes up, wins the joust with Riley. 6'7" should beat 5'10" a lot. I know that's leverage, but McSweeney wins it, gets the kill, 23-20. Mateo drops it in short again. Good ball. Slide. Ball sails long. No touch called. 24-20. And the Hawks will look to close the first set out. Mateo to serve. She comes forward, fires it. Good ball. Riley goes outside off the block. Moravec steps in. Mateo, back row. Oh. Okay. That was awkward as Buettner got hung up. She's got a little limp to her. See how that one goes. 24-21. The Hawks will try to close it out again. Reagan Riley to serve for SDSU. More of a good ball to Ortega. Runs Deary on the slide, catches the back line and scores. And the Hawks take set one, 25-21. Good strong finish there for the Hawks, and they close out set one. We will take a little bit of a break here. Hawks lead 1-0. You are listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield, presented by Quickstar.
The silly moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments. They're what make life remarkable. And they're why Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for every moment. Committed to making healthcare better, more affordable, with more choices for care. And service and coverage that give you peace of mind no matter what comes your way. So you can show up for every tender moment, every brave moment, and every wouldn't miss it for the world moment, knowing that Blue is here for you. Go to wellmark.com/every moment to find a plan right for you.
To anyone passing through our state, fields and fields of corn might be what they see. But the people who call Iowa home know it's so much more. Corn is ethanol, a homegrown, renewable fuel. Corn is delicious pork, beef, poultry, and dairy. Corn is in 4,000 products we rely on every day. So yeah, our highway views are full of corn, and we're proud of it. Because corn grows Iowa. Show your support for Iowa corn farmers at iowacorn.org/fan of corn.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 57 years. Oak Knoll is located near University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We're a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
I'm Ingrid Lizarraga, breast surgeon at the University of Iowa Holden Comprehensive Cancer Center, the state's only NCI-designated cancer center. Here, we look beyond just the type of cancer you have to discover the molecular details of the disease. We have teams dedicated to each cancer type, with treatments and trials you won't find anywhere else in Iowa. Go to uihc.org/cancer.
Welcome back to Extreme Arena. I'm John Evans. Hawks lead after taking the first set, 25-21. Good solid set though for both teams. Jackrabbits hit 125, led by Elise Winters, 4 kills. Sydney Shetland had 3. Sylvie Zagunts and Katie Van Egdom had 2 apiece. Hawks were led by Natalie Morovic. She had 5. Caitlin Butner and Anna Davis 4 apiece. As the Hawks hit 220 there in set 1. 7 assists for Kaya Mateo, 4 each for Sydney Dennis and Bailey Ortega. Hawks won the dig battle 17-16, won the block battle 2-1. Ace battle was won by South Dakota State 1-0. Again, we had a pretty clean, well-played first set. Defenses were pretty good. Passing was mostly on point for both teams. Saw yesterday, watching a couple of the Jackrabbit matches, that was maybe where they struggled a little bit with consistency of passing, and in the Hawkeye matches, that's what you've seen so far as well. Is you've seen some really shining moments, and then you've seen some hiccups where maybe the passing gets a little out of whack. And if you can't make the first pass, the second pass is a challenge. And it makes termination on the third hit really, really difficult. So Hawks are going to run the same lineup out there for set 2. Looks like we're in the same spot for the Jackrabbits as well, with Reagan Riley, the transfer from North Dakota State. To start us off, she'll serve here to kick the second set off. And The bad trend continues for the Hawks as she drops an ace right in front of Buettner. It's 1-0 Jackrabbits. Dennis steps in. Ortega, middle attack from McSweeney, scores. 1-1. Somewhere along the way, if you're a Hawk fan, you just want them to stop the aggravation and go ahead and start the set 1-0 or stop the trend, one or the other. Michelle Urquhart back to serve for the Hawks now. Good serve cross court, but a good ball. Pushed it outside. Big swing. That was Van Egdom. She averages, coming into this weekend, averaged almost 4 kills a set. So, got a big arm. You can see why she might get it done. Wins herself the service line here. 2-1. Dennis, good pass. Ortega dumps. Blocked right back. Dennis covers. Ortega. Buettner blocked, but drug back on. Murley did a nice job in the middle there of sending Ortega's dump right back to her. But Dennis did a good job of covering. 2-2. Dennis right down the line. Tough pass off. Shetland tips. Blocked. Covered by Riley. Winterfeld. Sails wide. No touch. I think that was Zagunst that hit that wide. Hawks have the first lead of the set, 3-2. Dennis hops forward, floats it down the line again, steps in, overpass. Davis, one hand by Winterfeld. Shetland, whoa. When she's out of system, she's had some interesting swings as she knocks that one well over the back line, 4-2. See if Dennis keeps hitting that floater down the line. No, goes cross this time. Winterfeld steps in. Riley pushes it outside. Zagunst blocks straight down on the line. That was Deary and Davis. 5-2 Hawks. Dennis floats this one. Winterfeld steps in. Zagunst off the block. Urquhart. Ortega pushes it outside. Off the block, Buettner. Dug by Van Egdom. Zagunst has to tip. Little mix-up in traffic there. Buettner, Dennis. Everybody kind of looked and paused. 5-3. Winterfeld now pops it across. Good strong serve. Urquhart, Ortega one hands behind her. And Davis is able to find a good spot. Didn't hit it hard, but hit it in a good spot. 6-3. Mateo to the front row. Darling to the back row as Deary and Ortega exit. And Amanda Darling, the 5'3" defensive specialist from Oswego, Illinois. Flat foots it across. Good ball, good pass. Outside, Zagunst dug up by Dennis. Mateo, Buettner off the block, dug by Van Egdom. Outside, Zagunst against tip, Buettner. Mateo, back row Urquhart. Off speed, Van Egdom. Outside, Zagunst off the block, scores. 6-4. That's 4 for Zagunst now. Riley Martin in to serve. Fires it cross court, off Sydney Dennis. A lot of extra movement there, just not quite set. Not ready to let it hit the platform. It's right back. Darling takes this one. Mateo to Davis. Dug up. Good ball by Van Egdom. Zagunst rolled over. Buettner takes it. Mateo. Urquhart. Ooh, Might have got lucky there. Pushed outside. Zagunts blocked back on the Hawkeye side. 6-5, 6-all. Starts with a pass. Hawks struggling a little bit here. Martin into the net. Starts with a net serve, I guess, if you're a Hawk fan. 7-6. Three aces, 3 errors for South Dakota State. Moravic's back in. Buettner will serve. Good strong cross there. Slide, Winter tips. Dennis is there. Mateo, Moravic. Good dig. Davis wins the joust. Give her the kill. 8-6 Hawks. Hannah Davis now with 6 kills. Good float serve, uses Winter. Ball goes outside, Zagunts hammers it, long. No touch, and we're gonna have a challenge again. Coach Georgalis is angry about having to use the challenge. Big spot here, because if he's wrong, he is out of challenges for the match. He seemed pretty energetic right away there. See what the call is. The call on the court is Zagunts hitting error. She sailed it long. Kind of one of the things you've seen in the early going for the Hawkeyes is just trying to find a way to limit their errors, make the other team rally and score points. And if they've been able to, times they've been able to limit the errors, the back half of the third set yesterday against Kent State, the early in the fourth set then as they really put the screws to Kent State yesterday in the fourth and fifth set, was limiting their own exposure. Kind of seen that a little bit here as just one block for South Dakota State, but the Hawkeyes with 7 hitting errors. So, you know, hitting the ball into the net or just kind of finding a way to hit it out. So we're going to have a reversal here that'll keep the challenge with Coach Georgalis. And that'll make it 8-7 instead of 9-6. And that'll send Zagunts back to serve. Zagunts back to serve now. That'll put Ben Egdon back into the front row for South Dakota State. Fires it right down the line at Darling. Ball's up in the air. Mateo pushes it outside. Moravic off the block, scores. 9-7 Hawks. Hannah Davis serving for the Hawks. Good ball, Winterfeld's tight, goes outside. Moravic takes it, Darling's able to play it. Buettner pushes it, Winterfeld, Riley, slide. What a slide from Elise Winter. Wow, was that good. She just hammers it down the line, finds the back line. 5 kills for her now. She goes back to serve. Really good swing there. Bounces forward, hammers it in. Mateo out to Moravic, dug up. Pushes it outside. Van Egdom off the block, scores. Tied at 9. Winter spins and hops forward. Good serve again. Mateo outside Morovic. Block was late, but got a hand on it. Outside Van Egdom. Finds a spot on the back line. 10-9. South Dakota State getting some momentum fired up. Hawks have been pushing the ball out to Morovic. Might want to try McSweeney or even a Mateo dump here. Winter. Ball's off the net though. McSweeney gets a swing back to the Hawk side. Darling, Mateo, and McSweeney gets the kill that time. Yeah, really needed to try to switch it up there. Jackrabbit defense was setting out on Morovic. Were able to get hands and slow the ball down, which allowed them to dig it up. And now we have Mateo back to serve. 10-10. Good serve. Zaguns slide off the top of the net from Murley. Hawks take advantage of the hitting error, 11-10. I guess you could make the same argument that I was making for South Dakota State has 11 hitting errors, but the Hawks just have 3 blocks. Mateo right down the line. Van Egdom, good pass. Van Egdom out of the middle. Good kill there. Tied at 11. Ortega in for Mateo. Martin leaves, Shetland comes back in. Riley serves it over. Morovic off the net. Ortega, big high platform. Buettner from the back. Winterfeld. Van Egdom. Dug by Buettner. Ortega. Oh, good ball there. Morovic hits it off high hands. The block timing was just a little bit off, and Murley pulls it down on the South Dakota State side. 12-11 Hawks. Morovic to the bench. Urquhart to the service line. The junior from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Good strong serve. Winterfeld's off the net. Seguns. Van Egdom. Dug by Urquhart. McSweeney. Winterfeld couldn't quite get it up into a good spot. McSweeney gets the kill on the ball from Ortega. 13-11. Urquhart takes her bounces, comes forward. Good strong serve. Ball's right on the net. Riley. Van Egdom. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Shetland. She was just over top of everybody there. Again, that's when the ball's rolled out in system to her, she's been strong. When it's a little off kilter, she's had a hard time. Van Egdom to the back row. She'll serve. 13-12 Hawks. Dennis, good pass. Ortega. McSweeney has to punch it, but finds a gap. 5 kills for Dill. She heads to the bench. Davis comes in. Sydney Dennis back to serve. Dennis down the line. Good ball. Slide, Shetland. Ooh, ball's up in the air though. Buettner. Urquhart. Dug by Riley. Shetland will get another swing. Has to roll it over. Uses Ortega though. Dennis platforms it. Buettner. Oh boy, what a ball there. Really well done on the Hawks side there. 15-12. Hawks on a little bit of a run. Timeout, South Dakota State. Hawks finding a way to make it a move here. 15-12 in set 2. Took the first set 25-21. Being active can help you stay healthy, but sometimes injuries are unavoidable. That's why University of Iowa Sports Medicine Healthcare is for athletes of all ages and skill levels, whether it's physical therapy, surgery, or something in between. Our sports medicine specialists will personalize your treatment plan to meet your needs. From school and community events to Hawkeye games, UI Sports Medicine will be there with expert care you can trust. Again, good action here in the second set. 15-12 Hawks on top. A lot of balance from South Dakota State. 6 kills for Seguns, 4 for Shetman, 6 for Van Egdom now, 5 for Elise Winter. South Dakota State hitting 169 on the match, 240 here in set 2. Hawkeyes have 8 kills from Natalie Morovic, 5 from Delaney McSweeney, 6 from Caitlin Butner, 5 from Anna Davis. Hitting 455 here in the set and 302 for the match. 10 assists each for Ortega and Mateo, 19 for Reagan Riley. 3 ace serves for South Dakota State to go with 3 errors, just 1 error for the Hawks. 9 digs for Stella Winterfeld, 8 digs for Sydney Dennis. And the Hawks now back to serve. Hawks up 3 midway through set 2. Dennis right down the line. Ball's tight. Seguns, long, no touch. 16-12. Sydney Dennis floats it over this time. Big high floater. Ball's off the net though. Shetman off the block. Ortega gets it. Dennis gives it to Butner. It's tight. Stuck right back on the Hawks side. Well, that's another one of those as a hitter's dad. That's a tough one for a hitting error. He's got a 6'5" block on the other side, and Butner really had nowhere to go with the ball, but just to try to punch it up, block was there. Winterfeld, good strong serve. Dennis, great pass though. Ortega, Butner through the block, scores. 17-13. Amanda Darling back in to serve. Sails it long. She puts a lot of zip on it, but if it doesn't have any top spin at all, with the angle she has to have to get it over the net, it doesn't really drop in on the backside. Riley Martin now serves it across. Dennis off the net. Mateo chases it down. Butner dug up by Van Egdom. Seguns through the block. Hawks get that up in the air. Bad scramble. Winter platforms it over. Davis, Mateo. Davis scores. Again, sometimes that's what it takes. Win the gritty points, win the ugly points. 18-14. Hawks are able to get that one done. Davis with 6. Butner will serve now. Right down the line. Winterfeld off the net. Riley platforms it across. The guns high over the block. Dennis, Mateo, Davis. That ball is just out. (18-15). Davis's first error. Seguns fires. Darling steps in. Mateo outside. Morovic off the block. Dennis, Mateo, Morovic off the block. Dug up. Pushes outside. Van Egdom dug up. Butner finds her way to it. Morovic chops it over. Slide from Winters, blocked by Morovic. She could see it, she read it, and just flipped it right back down as Winter was just a little soft with it as she tried to push it over. 19-15. Big point there. South Dakota State had a chance to crawl closer. Hawks were able to stiff arm them, keep them back a little bit. Anna Davis to serve. Winterfeld, great pass. Dumped over. Reagan Riley has timed those really well when she comes up for that. 19-16. Winter now back to the service line. Goes cross. Dennis, bad pass. Buettner, good pass to Moravec. That's a great dig. Outside Van Egdem. Knocks it over. Dennis, Mateo, Moravec. Dug by Winter. Rolled over. Darling, Mateo, Moravec. Dug by Zagunts. Van Egdem. Dennis, Mateo. Oh, that ball's up. Ooh. Not up. Good placement by Mateo again as she just kind of two-handed set it into a great spot, 20-16. Mateo's second kill. Kaya now to serve. Right down the line, steps in. Pushed over, Dennis. Mateo back behind her to Deary. Dug by Zagunts. Pushed outside Van Egdem, blocked. Van Egdem tips. McSweeney knocks it back over. Van Egdem rolls it over. Hawks get it up in the air. Deary tips. What a spot. The freshman finds a great spot there. Avoids the block, finds the floor, 21-16. Coach Georgalis sitting on a second timeout. Hasn't called it yet. Mateo to serve. Drops right in front. Moravec couldn't quite get to it. Winterfeld knocks it back. Dennis, Mateo, McSweeney, dug by Winterfeld. Riley, Mateo, Moravec, McSweeney! 22-16. Ball just hung up on top of the net. Dill went up and said, okay, let's get this done. I'm tired. 22-16. Mateo, good serves, Zagunts. Middle attack, dug up. Van Egdem just said the same thing as the ball floats back over the net. The Hawks dig up the Murley kill attempt. And Van Egdem comes back and just drills it home. 7 kills for her, 22-17. Riley now to serve for the Jackrabbits. Dennis off the net. Ortega, big platform. Moravec off the block. Dug by Winterfeld. Shetnan dug up. Ortega one hands. McSweeney tips, uses Riley. Winterfeld behind her, Van Egdem. Don't think it was a block. Not sure it ever got over the net. In any event, it's going to be a Hawkeye point, 23-17. Coach Georgalis still sitting on that second timeout. Moravec heads to the bench. Urquhart in to serve. I'm going to guess he's just not going to call it at this point. Urquhart, great serve. That's an ace. Set point for the Hawks. 24-17. Hawks will try to finish it off. First ace of the match for the Hawks. Urquhart, good ball there. Van Egdem outside Shetnan. Ortega one-hands it. High ball's up. Oh, but then Deary and Urquhart kind of hesitated. Neither one of them got it back up in the air. 24-18. Van Egdem now back to serve. Gives Shetland that kill. Van Egdem off the tape, ace serve. That's for all the ones that you hit really well that don't work out for you. Team ace against the Hawks there, 24-19. And Egdem, sails that one. She gets one, she gives one. Hawks take set 2, 25-19. And now lead the match 2-0. Hawks will look to sweep and win the Fry Fest Invitational when we come back. Hawks on top, 2-0. I'm John Evans. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield, presented by Quickstar.
The silly moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments, they're what make life remarkable. And they're why Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for every moment. Committed to making healthcare better, more affordable, with more choices for care. And service and coverage that give you peace of mind no matter what comes your way. So you can show up for every tender moment, every brave moment, and every wouldn't miss it for the world moment, knowing that blue is here for you. Go to wellmark.com/every moment to find a plan right for you.
To anyone passing through our state, fields and fields of corn might be what they see. But the people who call Iowa home know it's so much more. Corn is ethanol, a homegrown, renewable fuel. Corn is delicious pork, beef, poultry, and dairy. Corn is in 4,000 products we rely on every day. So yeah, our highway views are full of corn, and we're proud of it. Because corn grows Iowa. Show your support for Iowa corn farmers at iowacorn.org/fan of corn.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 57 years. Oak Knoll is located near University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oaknoll.com to learn more. We're a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
I'm Ingrid Lizarraga, breast surgeon at the University of Iowa Holden Comprehensive Cancer Center, the state's only NCI-designated cancer center. Here, we look beyond just the type of cancer you have to discover the molecular details of the disease. We have teams dedicated to each cancer type, with treatments and trials you won't find anywhere else in Iowa. Go to uihc.org/cancer.
The silly moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments, they're what make life remarkable. And they're why Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for every moment. Committed to making healthcare better, more affordable, with more choices for care. And service and coverage that give you peace of mind no matter what comes your way. So you can show up for every tender moment, every brave moment, and every wouldn't miss it for the world moment, knowing that blue is here for you. Go to wellmark.com/every moment to find a plan right for you.
To anyone passing through our state, fields and fields of corn might be what they see. But the people who call Iowa home know it's so much more. Corn is ethanol, a homegrown, renewable fuel. Corn is delicious pork, beef, poultry, and dairy. Corn is in 4,000 products we rely on every day. So yeah, our highway views are full of corn, and we're proud of it. Because corn grows Iowa. Show your support for Iowa corn farmers at iowacorn.org/fan of corn.
Welcome back to Extreme Arena. I'm John Evans. Hawks lead 2-0 over South Dakota State. A fairly clean set for the Hawkeyes so far, a clean match for the Hawkeyes so far. Hawkeyes hit 317 there in the second set, hitting 268 for the match. 8 kills for Natalie Morovic, 6 for Delaney McSweeney, 7 for Caitlin Butner, 6 for Anna Davis. The Hawks have really been kind of leaning on their known commodities. 11 from Bailey Ortega and 11 from Kaya Mateo on the assist side. Sydney Dennis has even kicked in 6 assists there. She's played some good second balls. Michelle Urquhart has the only Hawkeye ace for the day. Sydney Dennis has 13 digs. They also have 6 from Caitlin Buettner and 6 from Bailey Ortega. 3 block assists from Anna Davis and Gabby Deary, as the Hawks have 5 as a team, out blocking South Dakota State 5-2. Give 7 kills to Katie Van Egdom, 6 to Sylvie Zagunts, 5 from Sydney Shetland, and 5 for Elise Winter. 19 assists for Reagan Riley. 4 aces for South Dakota State, spread out amongst 4 different players. Stella Winterfeld has 12 digs, and Katie Van Egdom has 11, so good back row play. Hawks 5 blocks to 2, 39-36 in the dig column. South Dakota State 4-1 on the ace side, though. Hawks winning the kill battle 31-25 as well. We're going to see our first appearance of the season for Maddie Hansen, as she's going to start set 3 here, the sophomore transfer. She's from San Antonio, Texas, University of Denver. She is extremely athletic, and she'll start this 3rd set for Anna Davis. Be fun to see her get some action. And Michelle Urquhart will get us started here in the 3rd set. Just a reminder, we'll have Coach Barnes following the match. Urquhart, good serve, good pass. Right side through the block, dug by Ortega. Dennis steps in, Buettner, good ball, gets the kill. Souvenir for the crowd. I guess they don't get to keep those here in volleyball like they might in baseball. 1-0 Hawks. There's a new trend. Hawks score the first point. Eight kills now for Buettner. She tries the float, hits the bottom of the net. Tied at 1. Winter now back to serve for the Jackrabbits. Hops forward, fires it down the line. Dennis steps in, Ortega gets down low. Buettner. That's a good ball. Zagunsto's block, that's a good ball back up. Knocked over, Dennis, Ortega. Buettner has to tip. That ball's dug up too. Zagunts, Dennis, Ortega, Buettner. Into the front row. Thought they might go to McSweeney there, but just kept giving Buettner a chance. She gets the kill finally, give her 9. 2-1 Hawks. Maddie Hansen back into the front row. McSweeney to the bench. And Sydney Dennis to serve. Good serve there from Dennis. Outside. Dug by Urquhart, but that's going to come over top of our head. Tied at 2. Reagan Riley now to serve. Kill number 7 for Zagunts. Dennis, bad pass. Ortega gets down low. Deary. Winterfeld's going to try to chase it down. What hustle, what effort there. She went flying into the chairs at the end of the court. She had no chance of getting a hand on that ball and did. Really good effort. Give the kill to Deary though, 3-2. Darling to serve, knocks it across this time, takes a little off, gets it in. Shetland tips, dug by Darling. Buettner was in the net though. Zagunts now to serve, tied at 3 here in the early going. Hawks lead 2-0. Dennis, Mateo, slide to Hansen. Misses wide. And that was one of the things in talking to Coach Barnes. Addie's got a lot of good swings. Just needs to learn to control some of those. Try it again. Knocks that one into the crowd as well. Two hitting errors in a row, 5-3. It's her first action of the year. Just needs a deep breath here. Urquhart, outside Buettner. There we go. Let her breathe a little. Moravic's in for Urquhart. Buettner with 10 now. Good strong serve. Passes off the net. Ball goes through the block though. That was Shireman. Her first action. Good kill there. And now Winterfeld will serve. Darling, good pass. Mateo. Hanson tips with two hands. The ball should be, feels like 4 contacts. Darling, Mateo, Moravic. Great job, body control there by Moravic to stay out of the net as Mateo set it up tight. Moravic went up and finished it off though, give her 9. South Dakota State 6-5. See what Maddie Hanson will do with her serve attempt here. Good strong serve. Winterfeld pass off the net. Ball goes outside, tipped over. That's a good tip by Shireman. Puts it right over top of the block, 7-5. Riley Martin now into serve. Freshman from Eaton, Colorado. Sails it long. 7-6. Deary in for Darling. Mateo back to serve. Kaya takes a couple hops, knocks it down. Passes off the net, slide coming, tipped over. Dennis, Moravic, Deary platforms. Winterfeld, Riley, slide, blocked. Stayed on the Hawkeye side, 8-6. That was Winter that ran the slide there. She's up to 6 kills now. Shireman to serve. Moravic, Ortega, Moravic off the block. Martin, good play. Winterfeld double. Kind of got into her chest. It was a difficult place for her to have to handle it. Van Egdom will come in to play the back row for Shireman. 8-7 Hawks trail here in the third. Lead 2-0. 25-21 in the first, 25-19 in the second. Urquhart, good strong serve, tough pass. Zagunts into the net. Again, those are the ones that are frustrating as a coach. You just hate seeing not even make the other team make a decision. Urquhart again, good strong serve, good pass. Zagunts again, through the block and scores. That's more like it. (9-8) Jackrabbits back on top. Zagunts with 8. Elise Winter back to serve. Dennis, tough pass. Ortega. Top spin lob contact there, 10-8. All right, starts with a pass if you're the Hawks. 10-8 here, South Dakota State. Winter to fire again. Dennis off the net again. Ortega platforms this one. Buettner. Good dig there. Ooh. Zaguns tried to tip it down the line, missed by 10 feet, 10-9. Hansen's back in. McSweeney goes to the bench. Sydney Dennis now pops it forward. Good ball. Good pass, middle attack, blocked. Good cover by Winterfeld. Martin steps in, blocked again. Good cover by Winterfeld, pushed. Urquhart, Ortega, Hansen tips. That ball was down, no call. Ortega, Dennis, Buettner blocked. Back onto the South Dakota State side. That ball was down. Hawks will challenge. That ball looked like it was on the ground. And so we'll have a challenge of whether the ball hit the ground or not. Here in Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Corn benefits the entire state. It feeds our livestock, nourishes our family, and provides homegrown, clean-burning fuel for our vehicles. Thank you, Iowa's corn farmers. It was Friday night. We had the, we're going to get reversed here right away. We had the fastest challenge in the history of challenges Friday night. We had a pretty quick one here as we're going to come out of this timeout tied at 10. As the Hawks are going to get the reversal. So we'll be all square here on the kill. So take away the hitting error for Buettner and give, I think it was the kill to Buettner. They'll have to kind of sidetrack that one. We'll see how StatCast can do with that. In any event, the important part is it's tied at 10. Yeah, Buettner gets the kill. Dennis now to serve. Winterfeld. Riley off the net. Urquhart steps in. Ortega gets under it. Buettner off the block. Scores. 11-10, Hawks take the lead. Buettner has 12. Sydney Dennis comes forward again. Good strong serve. Good pass this time outside. Zaguns off the block. Ortega gets it. Dennis. Buettner. That ball was down. 12-10, Buettner heating up. Caitlin's got such a big swing and can do it. Another good ball from Sydney Dennis there. Not only does Dennis have 14 digs today, but give her 8 assists. Not easy for a libero to come up with a double-double, but Sydney's going to challenge that today. Dennis, good strong serve. Winterfeld, good pass. Zaguns tips, and that's a beauty. Good play call there as they brought Zaguns in a little bit, so rather than running the traditional lane on the outside, they brought her inside. Hawk block followed and gave Zaguns a little alley to tip it into and still have room on the line. 12-11. Zaguns now with 9. Riley, good serve. Dennis, Ortega, Deary. Good sharp cross. Able to beat the one-on-one block. 13-11. Mateo, Darling come into the game. Deary, Ortega head to the bench. Darling at the service line. Knocks it over into the far corner. Good ball. Middle attacks, well, poorly timed. Darling, Mateo, Buettner. Caitlin Buettner, big swing, timeout. Coach Georgalis, as that's just exactly what you're looking to do if you're the Hawkeyes. The exciting moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments. Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for it all as your healthcare champion, making healthcare more affordable with more choices for care and peace of mind no matter what comes your way. Find the plan right for you at wellmark.com/touchdown. Hawks on top here, 14-11 in set 3. Took the first, 25-21. Took the second, 25-19. Caitlin Buettner now up to 14 kills, hitting .303 on the match. Hawks hitting .300 now as a team. You have 9 to Natalie Morovic, 6 for McSweeney, 6 for Davis. You've got 9 for Sylvie Zagunts on the other side, 7 for Katie Van Egdom, 6 for Sydney Shetland, 6 for Elise Winter, 26 assists for Riley Reagan, 15 for Bailey Ortega, 14 for Kaya Mateo, and 9 for Sydney Dennis. Hawks only ace serve Michelle Urquhart to go with 3 errors, 4 aces for South Dakota State to go with 5 errors, 13 digs from Stella Winterfeld, 11 from Katie Von Egdom, so she's coming up on a double-double, 14 digs for Sydney Dennis. And Amanda Darling will put it in play here. Darling pops it over down the line. Good ball. Ball goes outside. Shetland, poorly timed again. That's just really struggled with that. Shetland not used to that one. Buettner takes it. Mateo. Buettner inside a little bit. Good ball there. And again, just like I talked about on the South Dakota State kill where they were inside a little bit, Buettner was inside a little bit more and was able to just displace the block and finish it up, 15-11. Darling goes flatter this time. Winterfeld, great ball though. Right side, through the block and scores. Hansen was late. Give that kill from the right side to Zagunts. She's in double digits now. Shireman comes back into the front row. Zagunts comes forward, good pass. Mateo, middle to Hansen. Couldn't quite get the kill. Didn't go back to her. Buettner tips. Buettner covers. Mateo, Buettner tips again. Zagunts, the ball goes outside. Shireman dug by Urquhart. Hansen tips. She's dug up by Riley. Winterfeld. Shireman in the net. The speed of the game is improving for Hansen now as she's looking a little bit more comfortable out there. 16-12, Hawks lead here in the third. Moravic's going to come back in. Urquhart will leave. And Buettner will head back to the service line. 15 kills now. She's been on fire here in set 3. Right down the line. Good ball. Zagunts up in the air. Shireman off Dennis. Sydney a little mad at herself for not coming up with that one. Winterfeld heads to the service line. Knocks it across. Morovic, bad pass. Mateo gets it up in the air though. Moravic's able to put it over. Riley, middle. And that's sent home by Winter. You might be able to get away with that with the other middle for South Dakota State, but Winter's going to finish that ball, 16-14. Winterfeld again. Dennis, good ball. Mateo. Ooh, that's a good cover by Shetland. Dennis, Mateo. Buechner from the back row, long, 16-15. Timeout, Coach Barnes. Hawks having a little bit of a struggle here. 3-0 run from South Dakota State. We'll take a quick break. You are listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield, presented by Quickstar.
Our mission at Oaknall is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 57 years. Oaknall is located near University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oaknall.com to learn more. We're a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
Welcome back to Extreme Arena. I'm John Evans. Hawks lead the match 2-0 over South Dakota State. Lead the third set 16-15, although South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits, on a little bit of a run. 3-0 here. Hawks have had a little bit of trouble finishing points. Haven't quite been able to get out of a rotation here. Still hitting 320 here in set 3, but South Dakota State heating up, hitting 304. Again, just a quick look. Caitlin Buechner with 15 kills leads the Hawks. Sylvie Zagunts with 10 leads the Jackrabbits. And Stella Winterfeld and her 13 digs from the libero spot will serve. Knocks it at Dennis. Ball might have been out. Mateo Moravec blocked out of bounds. Give Natalie 10. Hawks stop the run, 17-15. Hansen now back to serve. That's going to be her first point of her Hawkeye career as she gets the ace serve. Maddie Hansen with the ace. Not exactly the way you expect a middle to get the first point, but got her done. Winterfeld steps in. Mateo tips it over. Shetland. Middle attack. Oh boy, off the top of the block. Winter gets the kill. She's got 8 now, 18-16. Riley Martin back in. She'll serve. Strong serve. Darling, great pass. Mateo McSweeney. Moravec covers. Dennis. Moravec can't really transition, but finds the back line anyway. Great job from Moravec. She's up to 11 now. Hawkeye outside's getting it done today. 26 kills. Mateo. Good serve. Ball's way off the net. Riley platforms it. Off the block, though, and score. Shireman. Hawks might have given one away there. Shireman back to serve. 19-17 here in the third set. Buechner, great pass. Ortega outside Moravec. What a cut shot there. That's kind of that thumb down. Hits it into the 4-5 spot. Just kind of misses where the block is. 20-7, or misses where the back row dig is. 20-17. Trying to get the sweeper to hustle over. 20-17. Hawkeyes lead here in the third. Van Egdom back in for the Jackrabbits. Urquhart back in for the Hawkeyes. She'll serve. Mickey takes the bounces, fires it cross court. Great ball. Zagunts out of system. I'm sorry, that was Zagunts out of system. Missed. Hawks are going to challenge a touch call. That ball looked like it sailed way out of bounds. But we'll see. Deary and McSweeney are both saying no. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this will be again the fastest challenge in the history of challenges. As that ball just isn't even close. And so we'll get the reversal here. I'm not sure what one of our friendly down judges saw, line judges saw to make that call, but good news for the Hawks. It'll get flipped over. The Zagunts will take the hitting error. And so it's 21-17 now. And we've got Urquhart back at the service line. Urquhart, good strong serve, overpass, but gets it up in the air. Winter's able to get the kill. Remember watching her play in high school, and she has just continued to elevate her game. Great watching her success. 21-18, she's back to serve. Urquhart off the net, Ortega. Boy, that is a great ball from Ortega that's called a double contact. We have seen a lot of garbage go, and that one gets called, 21-19. Urquhart, good ball. Ortega, McSweeney, high off the block. Dug by Martin. Dug by Dennis. Ortega dumps. Ball's out. Hawks catch a break. 22-19. Again, Coach Georgalis sitting on that second timeout. Sydney Dennis back to serve. Right down the line. Winterfeld, tight pass. And Murley gets her first kill of the match. She hits it off the hand of Hanson, 22-20. Shetland comes back in. Riley Martin heads to the bench. 22-20, Hawks on top here in the third. Reagan Riley to serve. Good strong serve, bad pass. Boy, there's just times where Sydney's feet keep moving and she doesn't get herself set. Just want to see her calm down, put a good platform out there. Comes at her again. Not a good pass. Urquhart gets taped. Hawks catch a break. What a steal there. Urquhart's first kill of the match is an ugly one as she tapes it. Two Jackrabbits collide into each other trying to go for the second ball. And it's 23-21 Hawks. Amanda Darling back in, she'll serve. Punches it right down the line. Winterfeld off the net, right side. Tipped, Dennis, Mateo. Butner Scores right down the line. Match point Hawks, 24-21. The crowd comes to their feet. Coach Georgalis has got the timeout. He looked at the down ref. He's not going to call it. Amanda Darling will try to finish it up here for the Hawkeyes. Sails it long. Shireman's back in. Van Egdom's out. Zagunst to serve. Trying to keep the Jackrabbit match alive. Fires it over. Urquhart. Mateo wins the joust. Buettner wins the joust, and it's over. It wasn't pretty, but it's done. 25-22 Hawks. Take the first 25-21, the second 25-19, and the third 25-22. We'll have Coach Barnes here in just a second. Hey, Hawkeye fans, get a taste of game day at your home by stopping by Molly's Cupcakes and picking up your favorite cookie or Rice Krispie treat to satisfy your sweet tooth craving. Molly's Cupcakes, located off Clinton Street in the heart of downtown Iowa City. Coach Barnes has been pretty good, pretty quick with us here this week. Hopefully he'll see us and pop right over as the Hawkeyes in their tradition take a quick lap around here. As the Hawks win it in 3, 25, 21, 19, and 22. And we have Coach Barnes here. He gets the headset on. Well, Coach, that was more fun than yesterday.
It was.
Let's start with the end again. It was you told me beforehand you'd hope to get Maddie Hansen a chance, and I said during that set, once it slowed down for her, it was right. She performed pretty well.
Yeah, we really want to get her in a good situation. That's why we started her instead of bringing her off the bench in that third set. And she had a couple of tough sets that she just needed to take care of the ball, and she just welling them out. And I go, look, you're going to kill it or you're going to keep it in play. And we don't need you to kill every ball. And but she's an awesome kid who just plays so hard, and it's fun to see her get in there.
Yeah, I don't know that you expect the middle to score her first career point at Iowa with an ace serve. That was pretty good.
She hit that, I go, well, that's her first kill.
And then, let's go back to, how about Caitlin Buettner? She really got hot there in the third set.
Yeah, that's the Kate we need. She does a better job of hitting through the ball, and which is really hard for people to dig. When she's hitting down, she gets soft blocked and dug. But when she powers through the ball to the deep areas, she's really hard to stop, and what a competitor she is.
How many times have you had your libero get a double-double with 16 digs and 10 assists?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sid had
10 assists.
Wow. Well, they must have hit at her setter a bunch for her to get that, and great job by her.
Yeah, she was right in that number early. But what did you see? What did you see today? Or did you feel like the momentum just kind of carried through, or what did you like better about today than the kind of the spotting
We didn't
yesterday?
have big lapses, and that's the thing is, again, serve receives everything for us. We got to really be consistent on passing that ball to side out better. Last year we didn't score very well. We side out great. This year we're scoring really well. Our percentage scoring when we're serving is really strong, but our side out game is not very strong right now as far as where we want to be, and that's mostly getting that pass and set correct. And when we got that going, we're a really good team.
It looked like there were a couple of times where Sid just maybe had her feet moving a little bit, and just didn't get her base set where she wanted to be.
Yeah, she was second guessing it, and that's the thing. If she loses a little bit of focus, she can shank those balls, and that's what we're saying is when you get in trouble, we need a ball just high to the middle and give us a chance with our left sides who are swinging really good out of system. She doesn't have to give us a perfect pass, so it's a work in progress.
As a team, you did hit 310 today, so you did some pretty good things there on offense.
We did, and we didn't get the middle deal enough balls. I kept getting on our setters to get her more balls. We had opportunities to, but there's a lot to learn from this weekend, good and bad, and this is the thing is with this new group, we just got to get better every day.
Well, and it's always more fun to learn lessons when you win. You learned some lessons last weekend that maybe weren't quite as much fun, and so
Right.
today at least you were able to, or this weekend you were able to pick it up. Now, Iowa State, big test on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, is getting better, because we got to get after those Cyclones, and that's going to be Wednesday, and it'll be a great atmosphere in here. All the freshmen are going to be here, student athlete day. So I expect this place to be just jam-packed, and we're going to be ready.
That'll be a lot of fun. I'll let you go to the locker room and celebrate with your team, Coach.
Right.
Congratulations.
Thank you, John.
Coach Jim Barnes, as the Hawkeyes pull off the sweep, win the Fry Fest Invitational, going 3-0 this weekend. Took down Middle Tennessee State in straight sets on Friday night. Won a thrilling 5-set match on Saturday against Kent State. And then today come back with the 3-0 sweep of South Dakota State. Caitlin Butner with 17 kills, Natalie Morovic with 12. You had Delaney McSweeney and Anna Davis with 6 apiece. 17 assists for both Kaya Mateo and Bailey Ortega, and Sydney Dennis with 10. She also had the 16 digs, and Bailey Ortega with 8 digs. So a good job there from the Hawks. Hawk defense was just really on top of it there. Sylvie Zagunts had 10 kills. Elise Winter had 9 for South Dakota State. Katie Van Egdom had 7. 34 assists for Reagan Riley. 11 digs for Katie Van Egdom as well. 13 for Stella Winterfeld. As the Hawks prevail and get it done here in straight sets. As I mentioned with Coach Barnes, we'll be back in action Wednesday night. So Wednesday back here in Extreme Arena. 6 o'clock as the Hawkeyes take on the Cyclones. Appreciate you listening. Appreciate you listening all weekend. A lot of fun here this weekend, being the first time with the team at Extreme Arena. And we will get back after it Wednesday night. I'm John Evans. This is Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield, presented by Quickstar. Have a great rest of your weekend. Go Hawks.